Right. Well, this is a change of pace. So, I finally settled on a game for Com's Cozy Corner. And I'm quite happy with it. Even though, truth is, I've never played it. Well, I've extensively played the role playing game that it's based on, but I've never played the video game. And thanks to the Steam sale, the enhanced version of this game is 82% off, which was less than $4. Oh, goodness. So, it all comes with a little bit of a story. I'm going to adjust my sound. Hopefully sound is good. Yesterday I was a complete idiot and I didn't know that the sound of the music was so high that people couldn't hear my voice very well. It should be quite different right now. It should be groovy. Like, can you dig it, man, groovy? But any of you can chime in and tell me if it's otherwise. I'll change it. See, I told you, I reused these Starbucks cups for like a month. At least a month. So, I guess we'll start with Pathfinder. Pretty much everyone in my community knows because I've blabbed my mouth off about it enough in our geeky adventures through Baldur's Gate 3 and things like that, that it's okay, I don't want to say common knowledge, but fairly common knowledge in the community that I was a dungeon master and game master for various game systems, starting from the age of 12, and I'm 55 now. And of course, my first venture, as it was with almost everyone, was Dungeons and Dragons. I still have one of the thin paper-backed rule books from one of the older editions somewhere in storage. But along the way, D&D, of course, had new editions, basic, advanced basic, and first edition, second edition, editions. They got around to edition 3.5, and it was very well liked by the players. Um, so D&D players were pretty happy with the game. And then the company that owned it, Wizards of the Coast, made a decision that caused things to sour with the fans. They made 4th edition, which had sweeping rules changes, and unfortunately decided to make very strict licensing rules where third parties had a difficult time making anything. And there wasn't a lot of, oh, look, somebody trying to sell viewers. Bye. Um, and so 4th edition really soured things with the important people, the players of Dungeons and Dragons. And so along came a company called Paizo. And Paizo used to make or publish magazines for Dungeons and Dragons. And they did this pivoting and said, yeah, this all sucks for the players. And we're going to make our own version of the game using the open source, unrestricted 3.5 rules, but modify them in all the ways that the players felt they should be modified. So in the end, what they released was a version of Dungeons and Dragons called Pathfinder that was fan tested, and it did very, very well, and is still very well liked. In fact, it is the only version of Dungeons and Dragons that I will DM anymore, and I'm also very, very fond, especially fond, of their spin-off Starfinder. Starfinder is a sci-fi version of the game, and many people thought that it was just a sci-fi version of Dungeons and Dragons or a sci-fi version of Pathfinder, when in actuality it wasn't. It was a successor. It was a sci-fi expansion game based on everything that they had learned, and especially from listening to the fans. And it's a wonderful game. God, I love Starfinder. But I like Pathfinder just as well. Okay, that might be a lie. I kind of like Starfinder more because I'm more of a sci-fi geek, maybe, by a certain quotient. I love Starfinder, and I always wanted to do more of it. In any case, I have been struggling to come up with what I wanted to do for Com's Cozy Corner, because I wanted the day of streaming on Saturday to be more relaxed, more kickback, no action shooting, no any of that, something more chill. And when I saw this game, the enhanced version of it was on sale for 82% off, and it's based on my favorite tabletop role-playing game. And on top of it all, it had what was the rating? Let me look at the rating exactly so that I don't screw it up. Pulling it up now. Stand by. I just know that if I gave the rating, like it would change in the 10 minutes that I was talking about it. So it's gonna go with exactly what it says right now. Okay, so
16.
bleh, on both sides of Steam reviews, mostly positive. And in English reviews, that's 17,693 people voting, 95 in recent reviews, no doubt because of the sales. Originally released in September 25th of 2018. I don't know when this Enhanced Plus edition was released, but it's a very well liked video game based on the Pathfinder universe. So, and again, I didn't play it. I got it today. I was like, fuck yes, wow, damn, and I had to have it, and then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna play it for the very first time on stream. And even more to my liking, I can play it on GeForce Now, so I can crank up the graphics if I want to. And that's what we're going to do. Let me find it. All right, I am launching it. Let me flip the screen. And I'm probably going to have to... Nope, it found it right away. Woohoo! There we go. Yes, I accept whatever it was. Yes, we know it's a summer sale. All right, let's see if it finishes loading for the first time being launched. We'll see how well GeForce Now likes it. Did I accidentally click a window closed? I shouldn't have done. Yeah, it is, but I think I might have accidentally clicked something I wasn't supposed to click. Welcome in, favorite clone. I guess I should have loaded it before flopping over to the game on screen. Right. So be it. Let's try it again. I think I botched it. I think it was me. Oh yeah, do the real life thing. Do what you got to do, and all the things that you're doing while you do it. I think I'll not click a lot this time. And welcome in everyone who has wandered into my Comms Cozy Corner this evening. It said that it ran on GeForce Now. It would probably run just fine natively on my machine if I needed to. We'll make it happen for reals. Stand by. For those of you that are not subscribed and have and don't have enhanced and don't have Twitch Turbo, there will be an ad in 44 seconds. You will take those ads and you will like them. Trying again. I'm probably being impatient and just not giving it enough time. We'll go to this screen where we can be chatterific while I'm waiting for this thing to work. When someone has a second, let me know how loud the music is for you. Since some updates and some changes, I have been toying with the volume levels and it's weird. It's awfully strange, I tell you. Awfully strange. Do you like the simulated flickering flames? I hope so. I set it up just for you guys. I mean, I kind of liked it too. It was kind of for me as well. Yeah, I am tapeless. I am tapeless, but the picture that I made for the thumbnail for the stream announcement today, I decided when I used Gemini to make the image of me as a ranger with a black wolf that I decided to just leave the stripe. I just because why not? Why not? I mean, even in a D&D type universe, the black stripe. I mean, it just kind of works. I don't know. There could be a tattoo in the future. I don't know. Mr. Kai, hello. I think you'll especially like what I have lined up to play tonight. When it finally feels like launching. It's my first time trying to launch it on GeForce Now. I do too. I do too. And at this stage of my life, it's kind of towards it's leaning towards, you know, not giving a fuck who might think it's ridiculous. I kind of don't care. Yeah. Topless? What in the world are you talking about? Oh, tapeless. Yeah, I'm gonna check something real quick. Someone tell me what the music level is like. I'm still learning the settings as they are now. I will not go topless for a stream. Before anyone even asks, that's nope. I mean, I am back in the weight room a couple of nights a week, but folks after 50, especially with a bad spine and all the shit that I have going on, I'm telling you, not much entertaining there. Sorry. Well, I'm going to give this one more go through GeForce Now, and if that doesn't work, I'm just going to run it natively on my machine. And hope that it does okay that way. Oh, wait a minute. I wonder... I wonder... GeForce Now just said, we noticed that you're not playing a game. If you don't start playing a game soon, you might have to end your session. Oh, well, just so please do. What are you talking about? Oh, now it's saying you don't own this game on Steam. I have the game on Steam, thank you very much. Stand by, everyone. Working through the beginnings of things here. Stand by. Oh, for fuck's sake. I may have forgotten the step about adding the game to my library after purchase so that GeForce Now recognizes it. Maybe... Here we go. Stand by. Yes, yes, I own it. Thank you very much. Stand by. Oh, I see what I did. Oh, no, I see what I did. Derp. Derp, 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 derp. I know what I did. I think I figured it out now. Okay. One moment, stand by. This will only take me a moment.
Peggy 16.
Oh, shut up. We don't need to see that. Okay. Now I think it will see it in my game library. Yeah, so with the sale, this game was $3.59, 82% off. So, yeah. Yeah, see? Yeah. And there's another version of this game, which is a collector's edition bundle that has a whole bunch of additional shit added to it, and it's only like $1 more. I probably should have got that. But almost everything from Owl Games, the people that make this, is on sale right now for. It looks like almost everything's 80% off. So if you're watching, when you watch me play today, if you like it, you should get it. It's extremely inexpensive. Alright, let me try this. Let me try this now. If GeForce Now gives me any grief, I'll just try to run it natively on my machine, and that'll be the end of that. Now it appears to be working. Hooray! And everything. Alright, let me flop the screen over. And let me put a stop to my music first. Let's see how the in-game music is before we have our background music. How's the volume? Tell me if it needs to be different. Is the game music and volume too loud? Okay, thank you. It seemed that way to me too. I love the menus. How's that? Yeah? Good. Good, good. I will talk longer now. I will talk at length like I usually do because I'm rather loquacious, actually. How's that? I am talking. I thought so. So I'm almost gauging it right on the sound. How about now? I'm talking rather loquaciously and almost singing everything that I say. Dun, 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 dun. Does it seem good? And thank you also for helping. The sound levels thing just... Man. Am I talking lower? Does it seem like I'm talking lower now? Because I think I'm talking the same volume. Ah, okay. Well, I can also just make sure that it didn't reset my mic. No, the streaming mic volume is still way the fuck up. Okay, thank you for helping with that. It's... Ever since the settings defaulted, I got... Anyway, let's start a new game. Again, this is my first time playing. I've wanted this game for a long time, never bought it. It showed up on this mega sale, and I was like, this is the new Comms Cozy Corner game. At least gonna try it. Maybe I'll hate it. But I don't think so. Select scenario. The main story, or Van Hold's Lot, or Beneath the Stolen Lands. Explore the Stolen Lands. If we go with main story, it's Explore the Stolen Lands, a wild territory that has been contested for centuries. Hundreds of kingdoms have risen and fallen. In these, oh, by the way, just because I've been a DM for Dungeons and Dragons for so long and a GM for Pathfinder, which is my favorite tabletop RPG game, I'll try to voice act the characters as we go along. Anyway, continuing, and now it is time for you to make your mark by building your own kingdom. To succeed in this, you'll need to survive the harsh wilderness and the menace of rival nations, as well as perils from within your own court. If we do Varnhold's Lot, it says, while celebrating your victory at Jamandi Aldori's mansion, you met another hero of the Stolen Lands, the mercenary captain Magar Varn. While you build your barony in the Shrike Hills and the Nal Marshes, Varn and his people establish their own nation of Varnhold on the plains of Dunsword. What challenges do they face? Play the story, and the main campaign will reflect the consequences of the choice you make. Oh, it says I don't own these scenarios yet, so I guess we won't worry about that. We'll just play the main game. Ta-da! Done. Okay, so now we get to choose. We can here's the difficulty, going all the way from custom to unfair. We could play an unfair scenario. Where every time you get your ass kicked, you're like, this is so unfair! No, I don't like to play rage games, thank you. I think since it's our first game, we're just going to leave it on normal. And there's a bunch of settings you can adjust. Dun-da-da. And it has full explanations for every single setting. Quite good. Quite good. I'm going to create a new character. Create your champion from scratch. Choose their race, class, gender, and alignment. Customize their appearance. And finally, tune their abilities, skills, and feats. Well, that just sounds familiar now, doesn't it? Alright. I'm going to choose a portrait for my character. If I can find one that's relatively close to me, maybe. I sort of doubt it. The dwarf lady's really cool, though. That's kind of cool, isn't it? So obviously you don't get to do a ton of customizing of what your character looks like. I can't do this guy. No. Nope. Mm-mm. Ooh. Whoa. Sort of impressive. Kind of. Definitely not a magic user. He looks like he wasn't disciplined enough as a child. Cool dwarves. Really cool dwarves. Oh, wow. Whoa. I wonder if he could be a necromancer. That would be great. Orc warrioress. Very nice. Very nice. I kind of like how that guy looked, actually. That's cool. Oh, well, I was wrong. I do apparently get to customize my character more. Let me pick something that... Okay. I can do this. So this is just a base, I guess. You just choose this as a base, and then you customize from there. What is that? It's a nice elven lady. Nusai. Let's customize this guy. Okay, it didn't matter. It did not matter. But I kind of do like that guy. So you can see the stats are all very familiar. If you're into D&D or Baldur's Gate 3, the stats are super familiar. So half-orc, human, elf, dwarf, gnome, halfling, and an Aasimar. What is an Aasimar? I don't remember. Humans with a significant amount of celestial or other good outsider blood in their ancestry, while not always benevolent, Aasimars are more inclined towards acts of kindness rather than evil. Aasimar heritage can lie dormant for generations, only to appear suddenly in the child of two apparently human parents. Most societies interpret Aasimar births as good omens, though it might be acknowledged that some Aasimars take advantage of the reputation of their kind, brutally subverting the expectations of others with acts of terrifying cruelty or abject venality. Aasimars look mostly human except for some minor physical trait that reveals their unusual heritage. Typical Aasimar features are hair that shines like metal, unusual eye or skin color, or others. Interesting. Why don't I be a boring human for the first playthrough? Because why wouldn't you, right? My main hand will be my right hand, thank you very much. You can toggle in this beginning part, male or female. I guess you do get a fair amount of customization then. Oh, I could be starving, average, or just kind of ogre-like. I think I'll be average. Face 1, Face 2, Face 3. Can I zoom? I can't. Face 4, 5. A choice of 8 faces. I'll choose number 8. Okay. I am rather pale in real life, so we'll just go with whatever the lightest color is. Hairstyle. Okay. This might be an easy one. Yep, that's the one right there. Perfect. And now facial hair. This will also be an easy one. Yep, pretty easy. I mean, maybe... Do they have one that's a little bit more... Whoa, holy shit. Okay, give me the goatee, thank you. Alright, and then it has to be white, naturally. Does it go any lighter? Yeah, a little bit lighter. Good. Alright, so you can customize it a fair amount. Good. Looks like this part isn't going to allow you to choose where you dive your points into. So for humans, they've given +2 to 1 ability score at creation. The character gets a +2 bonus to an ability of their choice. Feat, skilled. Humans are possessed exceptional... I can read really well. Humans possess exceptional drive and a great capacity to endure and expand, and as such are currently the dominant race in the world. Their empires and nations are vast, sprawling things, and the citizens of these societies carve names for themselves with the strength of their sword arms and the power of their spells. Humanity is best characterized by its tumultuousness and diversity, and human cultures run the gamut from savage but honorable tribes of decadent, devil-worshipping, noble families in the most cosmopolitan cities. Human curiosity and ambition often triumph over their predilection for a sedentary lifestyle, and many leave their homes to explore the innumerable forgotten corners of the world, or lead mighty armies to conquer their neighbors simply because they can. That does sound fairly human. The physical characteristics of humans are as varied as the world's climates. From the dark-skinned tribesmen of the southern continents to the pale and barbaric raiders of the northern lands. Humans possess a wild variety of skin colors, body types, and facial features. Generally speaking, human skin color assumes a darker hue the closer to the equator they live. Common sense. Okay, now the classes. So this is something that's really cool about Pathfinder and this game. Lots of classes and subclasses. So I want to be a ranger. I've already decided that. And amongst the rangers there is freebooter. A freebooter is a natural leader, a pirate who works well with a variety of people and in a variety of roles. Specialized combat tactics help organize and direct a crew, and freebooters' talents are in high demand. Most freebooters work as independent agents A freebooter signs on with the crew when she feels the urge to travel and often moves to a new ship when her contract ends. You'll notice that it's saying he, her in different descriptions. The Pathfinder folks were really good about this because what's been typical in our literature up to this point in time is that we refer to everyone as he. And then sometimes some literature will be kind enough to say they. What Paizo I noticed like to do is to go back and forth and just he, she, just with, back and forth randomly. And that's pretty cool. Flame Warden, a divine caster, emulating the blazing phoenix. Flame Wardens sweep through the world like a selective forest fire, burning away corruption, evil, and those who cling to decay. Stormwalker, also a divine caster. Rangers who walk in the tempest unafraid draw the power of the storm into themselves and become stormwalkers. That's kind of cool. I wonder if it's going to force me to... Will it force me to take a subclass? I wonder if I could just stay... Oh, so I could just say... I could stay base ranger. Alright, cool. That's nice. I don't like being forced into a subclass if I don't have to have one. Okay, so it gave us +2 fortitude, +2 reflex, +1 to base attack bonus. And I, of course, have ranger proficiencies and a favored enemy. It shows your class progression. A little table. That's kind of cool. So you know what you're in for when you hit certain levels. Very nice. Very nice. Is it letting me do... No, I can't do any stats adjustments yet. That must be the next page. Next. I guess this is just sort of a portrait. You just kind of choose this as a portrait. I wonder if it will let me go back and choose the more ranger-looking guy as my portrait. Because I don't want to have a guy that's wearing, like, massive plate mail armor. Thank you very much. Oh, I see I got the ranger clothes on. Let's go back. Let's see if it'll let me... Yeah, it'll let me change. It's a little... I need something more rangery. Can I have something more rangery, please? I really like that one guy. Let's stick with him. Okay, so I can finally... It looks like it's finally put me at the point where I can... Yeah, kept everything that I did. I was able to go back and change my portrait. Kept everything. Very nice. Also, hello everyone who has wandered in. Hello. Even if you're not talking, hello. Thank you for being here, and I always mean that. Let's punch up the decks. How far can we punch up the decks? As far as we possibly fucking can, please. I have 8 more ability points. That's kind of cool. I want at least 1 bonus to strength. I would like a little more health. I definitely have to have wisdom. And I don't care about charisma right now. It's not that kind of class. I don't care about that. I like this. This is good. Kind of generous with the ability points. I bet if you choose a different difficulty, they don't give you as many ability points. Racial bonus. Okay. Oh, that's cool. So it lets you apply your racial bonus. What? 20 dexterity. Well. What? Hey. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Skills. Ranks. And of course, these are class skills, which means that they cost less to invest in. For those of you that are tabletoppers, you understand this. When you have your class skills are defined by certain skills that are native to your class, and thus you have to spend less of your skill points on them. And this, of course, gives you a plus to your roll whenever you're rolling with something pertaining to that skill. So it's pretty cool. They're keeping a lot of things very close to tabletop character sheets. That's kind of cool. For my ranger character, what seems more appropriate? Nature lore seems appropriate. I've got 5 points to spend. Athletics, dump a point in there. Knowledge, world knowledge, yes. Perception, yes, 2, please. Nope, I can't, because as you spend more, as you go up in ranks, it costs more to go to the next. So your first ones are inexpensive. Do I want to be persuasive? I've got 2 points left. I want some stealth, and I'll be persuasive. Good. Well, so far I like the character creation. I like it. I really like. They're giving you a little green thumbs up as for the recommendations. I think Point Blank is good. Maybe, gosh. These are always really hard for me to decide. These are your starting feats, and there's quite a bit to choose from. Oh, they have the little thumbs down to show you this is not one that you should really choose. And these are ones I already have. Which is, yeah, it's on par with the Ranger. Cool. I like it. So, how about... I really do want Point Blank Shot. And... gosh. Precise shot. I'll read it. You can shoot or throw ranged weapons at an opponent engaged in melee without taking the standard -4 penalty on your attack roll. Now that's a good one, because if you have a friend in combat, if you have an ally in combat, and you're trying to get the enemy off of him, there's normally a -4 penalty to that. And so that's kind of cool, but I definitely want weapon focus, and it definitely has to be the bow. But what kind of ranged weapon? I think I'll stick with bow. And I think I want it to be the longbow. Yeah, I want to do a longbow. And favored enemy. Oh gosh. Oh boy. Because you get bonuses to... You get basically +2 on weapon attack and damage rolls against this enemy, whatever you choose. Should I... Goblins? Gosh, there's so many to choose from. What do I want my favorite enemy to be? You know what? Let's choose monstrous humanoids. Because they can be tough. Yeah, but undead too. Oh god, what a choice. Let's go with monstrous humanoids. That seems fine. I'll go with that. Okay. Alright, Ranger level 1. Proficient with all symbol and martial weapons with light armor, medium armor, and shields, except tower shields. No tower shields if you're a ranger. Don't be dumb. Favorite enemy, monstrous humanoids. It also points out that at 5th level and every 5 levels thereafter, 10th, 15th, 20th, the ranger may select an additional favorite enemy. That's kind of cool. So it's kind of illustrating that you're, and it was in the rules too, you gaining enemy that you've gotten good at combating or killing along the way as you level up. So that's kind of cool. Cool. Let's move on. Boop. Gosh, let's be boring. Commissar Woad is my name. All shall know it. Oh gosh, I get to choose my voice.
I have no use for this. Get it off me.
Sound like a madman. Let's see. Pious.
Together we stand.
Oh my. That's very paladin.
You're done for.
Let us bide our time.
I like how it lowers the background music when you're listening to the voice. That's cool.
I lead. You follow.
I didn't even break a sweat.
So it comes to this.
Well, Mr. Kai would like it if I chose Wise. He's always calling me that.
Don't know,
He's so nice.
don't care. That's what you get.
This will hurt!
I will guide.
We'll stick with Wise. Why not? Why not? Let's see. When was my birthday? We'll just choose my lucky number. Gosman. That's fine. I'm sure it's gonna matter at some point. This part is something that I always removed from my campaigns. I never liked the alignment system. I always felt that should be defined by the character's background and how they play. I don't like characters being railroaded much. So I'll choose an alignment, but I just know that I fucking hate it. I don't like alignment enforcement. I don't. Okay. Neutral good, lawful good, chaotic good, chaotic neutral. What was Pathfinder's definition? Creatures' overall moral and personal attitudes are represented by its alignment. Blah 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 blah. Fuck it, we'll just go with neutral good. It's fine. Blah.
I need to
Don't like the alignment
concentrate.
system. I just don't like it. Okay. All right. Well, I'm feeling fairly complete. I feel complete. Do you feel complete? I hope you feel complete. I hope you feel content. And I got to go to Aldi's earlier, the grocery store that I shop for food at, and I got organic, non-GMO, raspberry sweet tea. And because it's a German-based grocery store, I noticed that there's really not a ton of extra sugar, like processed sugar and stuff. This is kind of cool. Well, we're done with the character. On we go. And let the dice fall as they will.
Our story started at the mansion of an Aldori sword lord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task and a commensurately huge reward, heroes of all stripes gathered here.
Oh, cool.
Where are they? This is taking forever! It didn't even say what this was for, just that the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the Aldori anyway? Rich folk?
I guess I won't have to voice many characters because it appears they're already voiced. Continue.
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Sword Lords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
All right, you purple toad, just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll help you.
Hush! Quiet! They're coming.
Hopefully you guys can hear the voices all right.
Greetings, everyone. I am Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Salimius of Restov. Welcome to my mansion.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless, exactly what Restov needs.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the Stolen Lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder. Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the Stolen Lands. Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
Now I have choices. Let me see which one I want to pick, and then I'll voice act my character here. You're helping us found a barony? What do you gain from such generosity?
Don't ask stupid questions. Why should you even care? What they have to gain and why, that's for Lady Aldori and I to discuss. It's none of your concern. Your only concern is to swing your sword around, or whatever it is you do.
I hope they give me the option of just saying, fuck you, Artusio.
Of course, we stand to benefit from this enterprise. But if you're concerned that we intend to rule your country from afar, using you as a front, well, please know that these concerns are unfounded. Let's just say that we have a strong interest in the region's stability. We have need of a ruling power we can negotiate with, not bandit gangs and monster hordes.
What is that smell in the air? Is it the smell of unspoken words and political intrigue?
Let me read the part that wasn't voice acted. A tiefling girl is standing nearby, speaking in a hushed voice. And then she says what she just said. Noticing you've heard her comment, she winks at you coyly. And I have a choice on what to say about that. Oh, I see. You get to choose more things from the original. That's kind of a cool way to do it. There's a whole team of us. Who exactly will receive the Baron's title?
I will, of course. I'm the leader of this team after
God,
all.
he needs to die.
Don't worry, though. I'll make it worth your while to help me.
We haven't yet begun, and you already speak of divvying rewards. What makes you think we'll even succeed? There's little point arguing over who gains the title when we'll most likely lose our lives there.
Real positive dwarf. Blech.
If I may please answer the question.
She takes a long pause, waiting for the voices to die down as everyone directs their attention toward her.
We believe you're all equally deserving of a noble title. Over the course of your expedition, it will be up to you as a team to decide which of you is best suited to rule.
And I get to continue with the available list of questions. Why not just recognize the Stag Lord as your Baron?
That's a good point. As I see it, this Stag Lord already holds power over the region with confidence. Many noble bloodlines were started by bandits who just got lucky, weren't they?
Perhaps because we do have standards to maintain. This room has seen many celebrations of adventurers, and even those who just got lucky. But giving a noble title to a bandit lord? That's one thing that's never happened here. And it won't, while I still breathe.
The Sword Lord's gaze is chilling as she responds. What rewards can we expect exactly?
And what reward would you seek beyond a noble title and your own lands?
The Lord Mayor's eyebrows rise so far he almost drops his monocle.
We'll absorb the costs of preparing and equipping your expeditions. Once you return victorious, Restov will also allocate you a significant sum to provide financial support for you to establish your country. Essentially, we'll help you build your capital. I hope such a reward is satisfactory.
Words, words, words. Significant, financial. I can't fill my belly with pretty words.
Of course. There will also be an official banquet held in your honor. All of Rostov's high society will gather to celebrate your feat.
Now you're talking.
And then I get to say the last bit. I guess that maybe the order has something to do with the outcome of conversation. I don't know. It's clear as day.
Excellent. You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. Or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
Thank you again, with all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Restov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth toward your feet, go, and return in triumph.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Lindsay. I'm a bard, though this is my first real adventure. So, shall we go teach this stag lord a lesson?
I'm Commissar Woad. Pleased to meet you.
Likewise. Actually, I also wanted to ask you something. How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is barons wear. Doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is the person I'll write my book about.
Wait, a book?
Damn, I should have led with that. Please, just let me explain. You know what the trouble with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later, based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard it from their friend, who heard it from their cousin, and so on, adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly? And then I thought, I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. Who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die? Or maybe that horrific scythe lady? Or, God's forbid, Tartuccio? No way. Deal.
Not a bad plan. Oh, I forgot to read it. Sorry. I clicked it too soon. Said, not a bad plan. I'll commit the feats and you write the story.
All right. I'm going to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning.
This is the first step on the road to glory. My quill takes its first... Oh, I didn't have time to read that before it went away. Alright, let's talk to some more people. First I want to talk to this little shit. Oh, he doesn't have much to say. Tomorrow our glorious journey begins, etc. blah blah blah. Okay, so you move around the room using the typical WASD keys. And you can zoom in and out. And it's telling me something on the screen that I should pay attention to. Click on the location you want to walk to and your character will start moving towards it. The location will be marked with a special symbol. If the location is inaccessible, the symbol will instead appear in the nearest accessible location. If I could talk to anyone else. They just have very minimal to say. To move the camera, use the WASD keys and arrow keys. So you can use the arrow keys by the lower right if you have a big enough keyboard. Or press and hold the middle mouse button. Ta-da! Boop. And down by in the lower right is an information window. All events, combat, dialogue. It looks like you can narrow down what's in that window, and you can also expand it like this, which I'm going to. But yeah, you can narrow down if you want to see just combat data, blah blah blah. And down here, inventory. Yeah, it's basic buttons, spellbook, map, menu, select all characters in the party, stop everything you're doing. The stop everything button is nice. Journal, camp. Oh, camp. Inspect, formation, so you can put your party in a certain formation so they just walk in the formation you set them in. And hold. Press hold to hold selected units. They will continue to attack enemies with long-range weapon spells. Okay. Right, can I talk to the head honcho? Get some rest before the road. Yeah, everybody wants me to just rest. Alright, well, I'm going to look around anyway. Area exit. Click this icon to exit the current area. Loading screen.
Help! Help!
What's going on?
The mansion's under attack. We need to help. Some villains broke in and started killing everyone. I barely made it. Hurry, we have to help
Mr.
the guards
Duck,
fight off the attackers.
welcome in.
We'll all be cut down one
We're
by
playing
one.
a video game based on the tabletop role-playing game Pathfinder, which is basically the best form of Dungeons and Dragons that I've ever found. I don't know if you've been privy to the conversations in the other chats, but I am such a nerd that I have been a dungeon master and game master of tabletop role-playing games since I was 12 years old, and I'm currently 55. My favorite tabletop role-playing game by far is Pathfinder and the sci-fi variant of it called Starfinder. And I got this game today, which had very good ratings, and it's based on the Pathfinder universe of tabletop role-playing. And the Steam sale for it brought it down to under $4. It's like 82% off. But yeah, hello, welcome in. Howdy. As if to lend credence to Lindsay's words, a scream echoes from the hallway. Let's go punch faces. Or cut them off, or something. Aha! You're not going anywhere, so we get a little combat tutorial. Combat happens in real time, but you can pause the game at any time to assess the situation and give orders to your companions. To pause or unpause the game, press space. Click on an opponent in order to attack them. To switch between turn-based and real-time modes, use game settings. Dice rolls. Most of the game's mechanics are based on the Pathfinder role-playing game system. The use of dice rolls to determine the results of actions. The most common die has 20 sides and is used for both checks and attacks. So, of course, they're explaining this for people who haven't done tabletop to help them understand where it all comes from. When a battle starts, each combatant makes an initiative check. The higher their initiative, the earlier the character can act. Initiative scores can be viewed in the combat log. Combat is divided into rounds, with each round lasting 6 seconds, so they kept that normal. That's the way it's always been. An attack roll is a character's attempt to strike an opponent. The rest of an attack roll depends on many factors: wielded weapons, the combatant's abilities, etc. An attack succeeds if the result of an attack roll equals or exceeds the target's armor class, which is how it is in tabletop. And those of you that play Baldur's Gate 3, you know. Let me catch up on chat real quick before I continue. That's cool. I've never played D&D or any tabletop game that style, but I know it's definitely fun. I've seen a lot of stuff on it. Yeah, it's something I suggest for any gamer to do at least once, just to see if they like it, and hopefully they get a good DM and a good party to try it for their first time. But there's also, thanks to today's technology, there's ways for you could try out tabletop D&D on your computer using AI DMs or programs that are based around teaching you Dungeons and Dragons without actually having to have a party or go anywhere, in case you want to remain a recluse, which a lot of people do. And also, they both Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder, I think Pathfinders were better, but they created solo play scenarios where you could learn the game playing by yourself, and those were kind of fun. Those were kind of fun to play. Elof said, "Boo! Rolls and checks. RN Jesus hates me too much." Hey man, just buckle up and take the dice. All right, it's Dungeons and Dragons. Just get your character set up right so you have enough modifiers. You know the whole routine. You know. It's not too hard to do D&D with real people online. Yeah, remote games are cool too. Have a real DM and all the normal fun. Yes, it's true. Yeah, it's absolutely true. I just saw a few people doing it on Co-Stream earlier today. Yeah, it's more and more available, and it's so great, because the truth is there's a lot of people that would not have experienced D&D on tabletop and the fun of making friends in a D&D party without that technology making it possible. So it's really cool that that's come about, and that it's become easier and easier. And there's even programs, several types of programs out there to help DMs to do exactly that, to be a remote DM. Dax said, "My computer, lol, used to have a really old Alienware laptop, but it shit the bed a long while ago, like 1070 to yikes, in there somewhere." Yeah, and thankfully there's things that came around like GeForce Now where you don't have to have an expensive gaming computer. You just have to have something that can display 4K, and then you use their computers to play high-end games on. So you could actually get a fairly inexpensive computer. Like right now, I'm playing this on GeForce Now. This isn't even being played on my computer. It's being played on their top-end computers and being piped to me, and I don't really see much difference. So it's something that you can pay as little as $10 a month for that, and then you don't have to invest thousands and thousands into a gaming computer. So there's that. In my kitchenette, tortilla chips, chicken, pepper jack, just bought black olives, sliced jalapeno salsa. I'm gonna... I can't guess. What are you gonna do? You gonna do nachos? You're doing nachos. You're doing nachos. Damage. The amount of damage dealt in the case of successful attack depends on the weapon's stats and other factors, such as buff spells. Attack roll results and damage numbers can be found in the combat log. The higher a character's armor class, the more difficult it is to successfully attack them. It combines many factors, such as equipment stats, dexterity bonus, passive abilities, etc. So those of you that have played Baldur's Gate 3, you're going to be very familiar with a lot of this. If you've played tabletop Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder, you're definitely going to be very familiar with a lot of this. All right. To pause or unpause the game, press space. That's nice that they did that. So yeah, you get to choose. It's basically like turn-based. That's my wise voice that I chose for my character. Unpause. So you can see the little counters next to the characters. Each turn is 6 seconds. This is kind of interesting and kind of cool, actually. So to replicate tabletop, what they've done is they've kept it live action, but each character has a timer over their head that shows 6 seconds, which is their turn. So just like tabletop, whatever your character can do in that 6 seconds is your turn. So I'm glad that that's replicating tabletop pretty quickly, or pretty clearly, actually. I like that. That's cool. I think I'm going to enjoy it. Oh, I'm already enjoying it. Almost got a cheap laptop just to GeForce Now Unshrouded, but it will just have to wait. And that's fine, man. We're all doing stuff as we can. The global economy sucks right now. I have played BG3, so this is kind of like that. Seems pretty cool. It is, because Pathfinder, you weren't here in the beginning, but basically here's what happened. In tabletop Dungeons & Dragons, they went through editions, from the first edition all the way up to edition 3.5. And 3.5 tabletop was very well enjoyed by the players. But the company that owned D&D at the time, Wizards of the Coast, made a big mistake. They made 4th edition expansive rules changes, but also very strict legal licensing on the game, so that third-party companies could no longer make things to make the game cooler. They did a lot of things to restrict the fans, changed a lot of the rules that they really liked, and it pissed the fans off. Paizo, that makes Pathfinder, used to just publish magazines for Dungeons & Dragons. They said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that 3.5 that everybody really liked, and we're going to embellish on it, listen to the fans, listen to the players, make it better, the best version of D&D that they could, and then rebranded it Pathfinder. So Pathfinder is basically the best version of Dungeons & Dragons per the fans that tested and made it. So that's why I've always loved it. It has to do with what the players and the fans like the most. That's what it should be about. And so, yeah, Baldur's Gate is based on Dungeons & Dragons. It's basically the same game, but one company just chose to keep it the way that fans liked it best. So that's what Pathfinder's all about. Sounds like Gandalf. Yeah, I chose the wise voice set. There was plenty of voice sets to choose from when you make your character. Yeah, Elof, unfortunately. Unfortunately so. Okay, so. Loot. You can interact with various objects, such as bodies of dead opponents, by clicking on them. Interactive objects are highlighted with the blue outline when you hover your mouse over them or when you hold tab. Cool. Thank goodness there's a collect all button. Got it. Collect all. Alright, so we're done with that. The party suffers from medium encumbrance. Good. You have real encumbrance. You can't just carry hundreds of pounds of shit around all the time. Good. Mr. Kai says, a dagger heart is basically the same, but Critical Role created to build what they want. Yes. And someday, I'm going to buy their fucking rulebook, and I'm going to read it, and who knows, maybe I'll like Daggerheart as much as I like Pathfinder, or maybe more. Maybe more. Mr. Condensator! What's up in Com World? We're playing a video game that is based on my favorite tabletop role-playing game, Pathfinder, which is a fan favorite version of Dungeons & Dragons. And this game, thanks to the Steam sale, was a whopping $3.79, under $4, 82% off. Elof said, my first experience with D&D in high school was the year 3rd edition came out, which was not bad. But I'm not sure if we were using it or something older. Otherwise, I've only used 5th edition. Or 5th edition. Mr. Kai says, I have the book. So, Kai, if you don't mind typing a little bit, what do you think? What do you think of Daggerheart as compared to Dungeons & Dragons? What's your honest opinion? It seems to me like they love the game so much, but they were so sick of the parent company and what they did with the game that they just were desperate to make their own thing. And that's good. That's a good thing. But yeah, and you don't have to, Kai. If you don't want to type anything out, it's fine. But I'm curious. I'm curious to know what you think on Daggerheart over Dungeons and Dragons. And basically, Mr. Kai, if you ever want to know, because you've heard me say the only thing I'll DM going forward is Pathfinder or Starfinder. If you want to know, if you want a general idea of what Pathfinder really is, it was the fan favorite 3.5 edition of the game, modified to be even better by fan and player opinions. So if you liked 3.5, if you've ever played it, then you'll kind of understand where Pathfinder fell. Mr. Cadentosor, that reminds me, I need to check if there's any good Steam deals. Dude, right now there is so fucking many. Like from this particular publisher, almost everything was 80% off. Like 70, 80% off. There's some great stuff right now. Yeah. I mean, I'm very broke right now, but I sprang for the $3.79 to buy this game. It was on my wish list for forever. And I even got the enhanced version of the game, so we're getting the hell out of here. I want to see what I'm using for weapons right now. I don't want to use this. Okay, so all right, so they've got all the stats on the weapons. It even goes so far as to remind you on a critical hit what the damage multiplier is. So if you get a critical hit with a weapon, sometimes it's twice damage, 3 times damage, and it shows it right here for you. And it also shows what martial proficiency you need, how much it weighs. This is all very thorough. It's all very good. But I think I want to switch to sword. I'm much more fond of sword over hand axe. Let's see. Oh, actually, it's a dagger. The icon just made it look like a sword. Ever-burning torch. Chainmail, which I am not going to wear because that'll screw my dexterity bonus. Yeah, I'll just keep the hand axe until I have something better. The assassins are already here, she says. Follow me quickly. Journal. Lindsay's journal contains your current quests and tasks. Oh, so she's kind of like the keeper of all the story along the way. That's kind of cool. When their status changes, you will also see a notification on the main screen to open Lindsay's journal. Press J. All right, so we're paused. Every combat in this starts with a pause, and I love that. So everybody can kind of choose their actions. Let me catch up on reading. I don't want to ignore you guys on any level. The entire wish list, yeah, Elof, you were saying that earlier, your entire wish list is 50 to 58% off. So Mr. Kai says, Daggerheart is based on a 2d12 instead of 1d20. That's cool. One signifies hope, the other fear. All right. Fear gives the DM perks, while hope gives the players perks. Pretty cool system, my opinion. That is kind of cool. I'd like to see that in action. They also fix a lot of things of the armor issues of D&D. That is a big one. So, tell me how much sense this makes to you. Let's say you are a rogue, a thief basically, with a dagger. And you're facing a guy that's wearing super bulky metal armor. Okay? Your character is the rogue. The bad guy is the guy in heavy armor. His heavy armor gives him a massive armor class bonus, but that's what you're rolling against to hit him. Now, as a guy in big clunky armor, he shouldn't be able to dodge and weave and move very much. But you roll to hit with your character because of his massive armor class from his massive armor. You don't hit him. Well, how could you miss? He's the guy in the heavy, clunky armor who can barely move, and you're the guy that's fast on your feet with a dagger. You should be able to hit him, right? Well, the system says that you didn't. And they tried to justify it later by saying, well, actually you do, but you just don't do any damage. But there was never any stable or good regulation for that rule. So I ended up changing it, even in my Pathfinder campaigns, where armor, your armor, like, your armor did not help your armor class anymore. And I gave armor damage resistance instead of an armor class booster. And that way, you were getting hit, but because of the durability of the armor, you may not take damage. So it balanced it out so that people were getting hit sometimes. And that does make a difference, because sometimes you're not just getting hit by an edged weapon or something like that. What if it was a corrosive bottle of acid? You throw it against somebody with a huge armor class, but because of their armor class, you don't hit. But it was a bottle of acid, and you probably should have hit, and then it would have done damage because it would splash and do a bunch of eating away at his flesh. So balancing that out was something that never happened over the years, and so I changed it for my campaigns, and it's cool to hear that the guys that made Daggerheart have changed it so that it's more correct now too. The only big thing at the moment is that the only big thing at the moment is that it isn't really good for long-term runs. I'd have to look back into it for specifics, but yeah, armor was based on changes or charges that can reduce damage. Yeah, and that's what armor should be. Another thing that I did for my campaigns was, let's say you go through a combat and you're wearing, we'll say, studded leather armor, okay, which is armor with a little bit of metal thrown into it to make it more resilient. And in that damage, you get hit a whole bunch of times, and the damage resistance that I would give the armor would save you a lot. Let's say that it saved you a whole bunch and you didn't take much damage because your armor damage resistance soaked it. I also gave armor a health rating, so that the more damage you took, the more damaged your armor was, because that's what's fair. I almost called it my realism mod. There was a bunch of things that I changed to make it so that it felt more realistic, and like the use of cover, like when you rolled to hit, I was actually having them roll a d20, but also roll percentage dice along with it. The d20 would tell them if they hit their target, the percentage dice would tell them where they hit their target, and I had a chart that showed that. So little things that I did to change things and make them go away from old broken D&D stuff, and even a little bit of broken Pathfinder stuff, and more towards reality and more enjoyable. At least that's what the players felt. They thought it was more enjoyable. So journal, sorry, let me get caught up on the game. Lindsay's journal contains your current quests and tasks. Oh yeah, I read that already. It's cool that she is kind of like the chronological, or the where's my vocabulary? The chronologist, I guess you could say, keeping track of everything that happens as you go along. My first wife, when I introduced Aza to Dungeons and Dragons at age 11, she decided she wanted to play too. And while we were playing, we didn't know it until later, but she was doing kind of what Lindsay does here. She was writing the story of everything that happened, just because she wanted to. And it ended up being pretty cool. Let me see if there's anything I need to catch up on. Nope. Okay. I'm being a good streamer. I have caught up on chat, and I'm playing the game. So we're done with that. Okay, so let's see. She's there. I'm here. Looks like he's trying to assassinate her. He's coming towards me. Oh, he's in on this? Or wait. Oh no, he's down on his knees. It looks like they're about to kill him. Alright, if I save his ass, maybe he won't be such a dickhead to me. How about that? Okay, so I'm set to attack that guy right now. Let's see.
So it comes to this.
My voice is so... Maybe I should have chose the wise guy. Why did I do this?
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
Let's see if it's going to let me use my bow. Yeah, Thunk.
You've made your choice.
Leave the halfling alone. There we go.
A bit longer and I'd have been... I don't even want to think about it. Can you imagine what a terrible loss this would have been? But it's all right now. I'm safe, sound, and unscathed, ready to lead you to victory.
Lead? Dude, you just about got your ass kicked.
Lady Jamandi's holding the line in the banquet hall. You know, the one where she had us gathered before. We need to make our way to her. And along the way, we'll try to save some of these dummies who are supposed to accompany us to the Stolen Land.
Yeah, we could get rid of our two-shoe anytime.
Quiet now, so that little fool doesn't hear us. She might try to steal it herself. It's magical. It'll protect you. You'll need it while you work to defend me.
This guy. And the part that didn't get read in voice. The gnome looks back at Lindsay and starts whispering as he takes a ring off of his finger, handing it to you. So I received a ring from this little shit. Alright. Let's see what they got. We'll take all of it. I don't want to get over encumbered, but... Alright, so now we're a party of 3. Cool. The door is blocked from the other side. Alright. Companions. There are several companions in your party now. To select a single character, click on their portrait or press a corresponding key, Alt 1 through 6. Okay, so Alt plus number. To select multiple characters at once and give them... sorry guys, just a sec. There we go. Okay, click on the portrait, blah, blah, blah. Draw a frame around them while holding down the left mouse button. To select all characters, press backspace. Okay, so you can do the usual grouping that some of the squad-based games have. That's kind of cool. And there's something I can loot through. Cool. Gold coins, copper ring. Got it.
Without a doubt.
Oh, and you can right-click too, that's fine. Aha.
Serves you right.
So that's cool. No matter what you do, if you initiate a combat, it just immediately pauses it so that you can calculate things. That's cool. I'm gonna have all of us attack this one guy. Spells. Lindsay and Tartusio are capable of casting spells. To use a spell, click on its icon in the action panel or in the spells menu, and then on the target, your companion or an enemy, depending on the desired effect. For clerics, druids, magi, paladins, rangers, and wizards, spells are prepared in advance and expended when cast. That character must then rest before casting it again. Bards, inquisitors, and sorcerers can use their spells several times per day, but their spell repertoire is limited. Spells have various characteristics such as range, duration, school, etc. To review all the spells available to a character, open their spellbook by pressing B. When a character acquires a new spell or ability, it automatically appears in the first free slot of their action panel. For spontaneous casters, it happens as soon as they get it. For casters who have to prepare their spells, it happens when they prepare it for the first time. If you remove a spell from the action panel, it won't appear there automatically again. Abilities. Most characters have usable abilities, which may be limited to a certain number of charges. To use an ability, click on its icon in the action panel or in the special abilities menu, and then on a target. You might target a companion or an enemy, depending on the desired effect. Some abilities do not require targeting or can be switched on and off. An attack of opportunity. Some actions performed close to an armed opponent can provoke an additional attack upon your character, without waiting for the opponent's turn. Such actions include, among other things, casting spells, attempting to move away from an opponent, except for the 5-foot step in turn-based mode, standing up from prone, and shooting ranged weapons. So attack of opportunities, it's the basic definition is if you're relatively close to an enemy and you do anything to move outside of 5 feet, or if you do some actions, certain types of actions, they get to attack you for free, even though it's not in their 6-second turn. Tactical mode. To slow down the time and better control the course of the battle, hold shift space when the game is paused. Alright, let's pause for a second. Now, why don't I have any of my abilities slotted yet? That's dumb. Okay, no spells yet. Da-da-da. Where was my... Okay, abilities. I don't know why I don't have abilities in my action bar yet. If I was supposed to throw them down there, it didn't say so. And it's not letting me do it from here. So Lindsay is basically, they're just choosing to have her be your journal. And everything that happens, her journal is where you find it. Cool. All right. I'm just going to keep going. Yeah. Hopefully it'll tell me something soon about how to get my abilities in the...
I'll just have to resort to brute force. No fear!
She actually missed with her spell. That was interesting. Or was that dickhead? That's cool. It's showing everything that happened down here. That's cool. Very cool. Health and death. Each character has a certain number of hit points. When a character's hit points value drops to 0, they lose consciousness. After combat is over, the character will get up and be controlled again. A character's HP value can drop into negative numbers. A character can survive some negative hit points. But if their amount becomes equal to their constitution score, the character dies. Okay, I like that they kept that. To resurrect them, you will need a special spell. To restore lost hit points, you can use healing spells, potions, or rest. Healing potions can be bought from merchants or obtained as trophies after combat. Healing spells are accessible to following classes: Bard, Druid, Cleric, Inquisitor, Paladin, and Ranger. They have Inquisitors! God damn it. To use expendable items such as scrolls, potions, and rods, open a character's inventory and place them in the quick slots on their belt. Return to the main screen and click the belt button on the action panel to access these items. You cannot use an expendable item on the inventory screen. Okay. Alright. We win. Good. It doesn't make it... So if all the bodies are close by, it doesn't make you go to each and every one. So that's kind of cool. Let's see, we've got padded armor. What am I wearing at the moment? Okay, I've got studded leather, which gives me a max dexterity bonus of 5. Probably going to keep that for a while, because I don't think... Well, I mean, hey, it's 1 armor class as opposed to 3. Yeah, I'll keep what I've got. But we're going to take it all anyway, so we can sell it later. Alright, so let's keep going. Is there anything else I need to notice in here? Nope, okay.
I can see my destination.
Oh wait, I should have clicked. You can drag and select everybody and then move everybody at the same time. Good, made it easy. Mr. Quez! Hello, Quez! We are playing a video game based on my favorite tabletop version of D&D called Pathfinder, and Thanks to the Steam sale, this game was 82% off, so it was a whopping $3.79. And it's doing a good job of replicating D&D/Pathfinder on a lot of levels. Ooh, hide armor. You know what? Let me I want to see my. See, I have to keep armor that allows me to use all of my +5 dexterity modifier to armor class. So if I take hide armor, it only has a max dexterity modifier of 4. I would lose 1 dexterity. Thanks for dropping in, Quez. Thanks for coming to view my Comms Cozy Corner tonight. I'm always glad to see you. Quez of the 93rd M&M Battalion. Oh no. Yikes. I think these were just the guys that were generically labeled adventurers in the meeting hall. So they may not matter. Oh, the red shirts from Star Trek, probably. Cozy is nice with the level of generic, emotional, economic, everything climate these days. So I dedicate 1 stream a week to doing something cozy, and I've fallen in love with our community, so it's nice to have something cozy to do where I can stop at any point and just talk with people. Oh, a barrel of fish? Why not? Let's collect these trout. There's a cat. Can we interact with the cat? No. I think I'm hearing yelling from another room. In the game. Oh boy.
It's the end for you rats!
Oh, this is the barbarian. I think she's a barbarian.
Time to practice my combat abilities. So it comes to this.
Look at me, Goro!
I'll just have to resort to brute force. No fear.
Any last wishes?
I hope we get to bring her into the party.
You. Stay out from under my feet or I'll strike you down.
And it says in text, the barbarian's face is distorted with rage. She grinds her teeth and sweat drips from her forehead. Noticing Tartusio, she swings her sword but stops it just in time. Nobody likes the little shit who's really fussy. Amiri takes a deep breath, then barks out, "Blood for Gorum." Swinging her bloody sword, she runs toward the sound of battle.
Barbarians.
I think that's exactly how heroes should be.
What, stupid, sweaty, and always looking for something to gobble up or lop the head off of?
This guy.
Callisto, you saved me from such heroes.
What a shithead. Alright. A whole bunch more shit that we can hopefully sell later. That's a lot of assassins. Get them! He says, oh shit, they have a giant. And he trampled one of his own guys. Okay, so we'll be fighting a giant. Now, didn't I say at the beginning, I was deciding which favored enemy to choose so I would get bonuses? It's exactly that, and I haven't played this before. Don't tell me that old instincts don't work, because they just did. It gave me a choice on my natural, my favored enemy, because it gives you bonuses to fight that type. And, oh god, they've all been frozen and crushed. That's kind of interesting. Oh, did I just pick up a sword? Because I'd really rather switch to that. So I have a hand axe at the moment, 1 to 6 with 3 times critical hit, 1 to 8 with 2 times critical hit. I'm fine with that, because, and it is slashing damage, which I'd really rather do. So we're going to switch. We're going to do that. Yeah. Yep. We're doing it. The Cooking Almanac of the Inner Sea by Jubilost Narthropple. I'm not reading all that right now, I'm sorry. Oh, we can check something up. The passage is blocked. You can't make it through this way. Right. I want to find our barbarian friend, and I want her in the party. Oh, we get to make a day. Oh, skill checks. Sometimes I'll read this so that people that are new to the game and new to D&D rules are getting it all. Sometimes sometimes interacting with an object requires a skill check. A successful check may be needed for a variety of tasks: unlocking a door, opening a chest, disabling a trap, moving a heavy object, reading an inscription in an ancient language, etc. Different skills are used for different checks. If multiple characters are selected at once, the character with the highest skill bonus will perform the action. Some skill checks, like trap disarming, can be attempted multiple times. Other, like unlocking doors or spotting hidden things, can only be retried after a character raises their skill rank. Some items and spells can give character a bonus to a skill check, but applying this bonus doesn't give you a chance to retry a failed check. Give me a second, I need to answer something on my phone real fast. Righto, good. And we could do a dexterity check, but it says we can check out this gate. The heavy gate is securely locked. Why, thank you. Dexterity. Here we go. We made it. Oh, these assassins are just hanging out by this dead body. Okay, then.
You made your choice.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Leave this one to me.
Story.
Damn. Those are some good rolls. Collect all these. Good. I can hear our barbarian friend hacking away.
I will guide.
The first step on the road to glory. First step on the road to glory, break the door. Okay, got it. Skill check. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I didn't close that. Derp. The door is securely locked. Cannot be opened without a key. We'll go down here and find some jerk that has a key. Or not. Or maybe I'm supposed to break the door.
I can see my destination. Keep your wits about you.
So, you know what? I need to How do I put something in my fucking action slot? Oh, right. So that's potion of cure light wounds. We're gonna stick that there. The buttons were right in front of me the whole time, by the way. Alright, just to point that out. It's there. Thing threaten space. Treat affliction. Maybe move that down to 5. Demoralize. Persuasion. Coup de grace. Coup de grace. We like coup de grace. And charge in the 1 slot. You can choose to take a -4 penalty to fight defensively. Let's throw that down here. Acrobatics, mobility. Okay, so I really want to smash that door down. So how do I smash the door down? Oof. Well, I'm lost. An armory, I'm sure, but my okay, so how the hell do I open it? Do I need to go? Did I miss something? I'm lost. I am uncertain what to do.
There are many roads to success.
I wonder if it'll let me change my voice. It doesn't quite match like I thought it would. Well, shit. I must have missed something. I had to have been. It's not letting me go back. Oh. Yeah, I can't go back over that.
I'm up for an adventure.
So... Oh, click to deactivate AI. Oh. That's cool.
I wrote it like I saw it.
Screen.
My patience is running thin.
I know mystic theology, arcane bombomancy, eldritch sciomancy, and many other clever words.
Yeah, I really hope they let me change the voice. I really want to know what I'm supposed to do here. I am a smidge lost. Let's see if I missed something in the journal. Break the door to the armory and find some weapons. Okay, game, please tell me, how do I do this? Thank you. Okay,
I need to concentrate.
I probably missed or minimized the explanation of what to do. Yes, I don't know how to break the door. It did not tell me how to break the door. Right.
Just letting the ink dry.
What does this guy have?
deserve
Do you have
better.
anything? Can I use this against the door?
That's not the way it works.
Okay. Ow. I just burned my own guy. That sucks. I burned my own character. Why? Why have you done this? I can't believe you've
Does
done
anyone
this.
require my counsel?
Okay, so what the shit? So yeah, I either missed it or there's wasn't a good enough explanation. You know what? Maybe it's in controls. Yes, I am a bit lost. I just need to smash the door, and I don't know how to do that. Stand by. Oh, hold on. No. Okay. I feel really dumb because I don't know how to,
Focus on the goal.
graphics. Oh, I can have way better graphics. Holy cow. Yes, nice. I'm lost.
I don't tolerate fools. That's not the way it works.
Keep your wits about you.
I may have missed it or it wasn't explained, but I don't know how to break this door because I don't have a way to do it.
I'm up for an adventure.
Right. Well... One moment, stand by.
Adventures call to them.
I always have a second plan.
Okay, that's very unhelpful. Right. Yeah, I'm stuck because I literally don't... It, like I said, either it didn't tell me how to break the door or I missed it.
Knowledge is the key to victory.
Okay, I'm gonna look at menu options, blah, blah, blah. F5 is quick save, very good. I do not understand. Stand by, looking. Yeah, I'm super lost. I have no idea how to break this door. No clue what to do. Right.
What troubles you?
Time's wasting.
Well, that didn't do enough damage.
That's not the
It
way
won't
it
let me
works.
do that. Won't let me do
That's
that.
not the way it works. That's not the way it works.
Anything is possible.
I don't know what to do. I even looked it up and I didn't find a good answer.
Never stop learning.
I'm lost. I am lost. Well, first flaw, I suppose.
Without a doubt.
I really do want to change my voice. I'll keep trying here. Wow. This is all gonna end up being something really dumb. Like, I minimized a window too fast, and it said something, like, told me exactly how to do it. Break the door to the armory and find some weapons. Okay,
I can see my destination.
It will not let me go back over there. I already looted those guys. I wonder if it's going to force me to use my axe, and that's why.
I need to concentrate.
Right. Club? Okay, let me look something else up. Oh my god. I think it told me and I was stupid. Shit. Is that right? No, wait. Go back. Could it be?
Keep your wits about you.
Well, that's supposed to work. And it's not working. Right.
And Lindsay was called forth. Just letting the ink dry.
Enlighten me.
I'm up for an adventure.
Hmm. It says I have to hold the Alt key to manually force an attack. Okay. Let me put the bludgeoning weapon back in my... And then try it. Yeah, that's supposed to work and it's not working. I wonder if it's bugged. I am lost. Okay, put that in your... Oh, maybe because it's two-handed. Nope, that made no difference whatsoever. So I have to be turn-based. Right. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's wrong. Oh my gosh. So... yeah, everything I've looked up that's supposed to help me is not helping me. Try the axe again, but it's not really... Sorry guys, I'm lost. I don't know why it's, I don't get it. I'm afraid the game may actually be bugged. Because everything I've looked up to tell me to break the door is not breaking the door. Yeah, let me keep trying to find an answer. You must find the Watchkeeper's key. What? That doesn't make any sense.
There are many roads to success.
I can't go back over there. Is there something I missed somewhere? Yeah, I think it might be bugged. Yeah.
Focus on the goal. Knowledge is the key to victory. Does anyone require my counsel?
I'm so lost.
Deserve better.
I am gonna try saving. Going back to main menu. It says to force an attack, you just have to hold down the Alt key and then click on what you want to attack. But that's not working. Let's see if just reloading from a save will do something. No, not you. Not you.
Knowledge is the key to victory. I'll need to review this spell later. I'll need to review this spell later.
I don't know what to do.
I'll need to review this spell later.
What was that? Try a spear?
I'll need to review this spell later. I'll need to review this spell later.
Hey, yep, I'm stumped. I don't know what to do.
Without a doubt.
I read more. Aha, I found someone who has the same problem that I'm having. Okay.
Anything is possible.
Courage.
Just letting the ink dry.
I can see my destination.
Oh my god, I'm so stupid. There was a door right behind me and I couldn't see it. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Dumbest moment I've had in a very long time. Interactive objects highlight. Press tab key to highlight all interactive objects in the vicinity. Oh, cool. You can just hold it down. Yeah, I'm really dumb. The key's in this chest. Super colossal stupid.
What have we here? This chest is full of gold. I guess it's for the guards' salaries, all things considered. Well, those freeloaders don't seem to have been working too hard for it. Maybe we should pocket it instead.
Tartusio looks at the chest on the table and rubs his hands together.
What? No, we're heroes, not thieves.
Who said we were stealing it? We'll just take the gold for safety.
This guy sucks. I hope he dies.
Then we can heroically return it to Jamandi when this is all over.
No distractions. If you haven't forgotten, they're trying to kill us.
Finally, a voice of reason.
Do what you want. I don't care. It was just a suggestion. But there's a lot of money in that chest, and with all these bandits running around, it wouldn't be any better if they stole it.
Tartusio shrugs with ostentatious nonchalance. Tower shield? Okay. There's a weapon rack here. Anything else? This breastplate. Oh no, we're encumbered. Yikes. Yeah, we're overloaded. So I think we're going to drop the tower shield because it weighs 11 billion pounds. banded male. Still doesn't give me a good max dex bonus. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, so check this out.
Focus on the goal.
I guess my mistake was I didn't move my, because this was all black in here before, I didn't move my mouse over where this door was. And because it was all black in here, I didn't know that there was a door there. So something to keep in mind with this game is that the map does not rotate. So you just have to put your mouse over everything. Otherwise I'm really enjoying it though. Alright.
Oh, familiar faces. I hope you're not so frightened as to swing at every shadow. It's me, Jathal. I don't recommend advancing down the hallway, assuming you value your life, of course. There were a few people with me, and you can see what happened to them.
And just how did they all end up dead while you don't seem to have a scratch?
Tartusio eyes Jathal suspiciously.
I'll answer but briefly and just once. Further scares and explanations will wait until we aren't being hunted by a group of assassins. Deal? All right. I'm undead. These traps are deadly to the living, but they're harmless to me.
Wow, she's undead.
What do you mean undead? Really? Like zombies or skeletons or...
As I said, further explanations will wait until later. All you need to know right now is that we're on the same side, and we have to fight off a small army of hired assassins. Let's get to it.
Jathal looks at Lindsay as though at an annoying fly. Okay, well, she joins the party. You will encounter many traps on your adventures. When any of your characters approach a trap, they will automatically make a perception skill check. On success, you will see the trap's location and the game will automatically pause. Traps vary in effect as well as difficulty to detect. Having identified a trap, you can click on it to order one of the characters to make a trickery skill check to disable it. Trickery? On success, the trap will be disabled. On failure, it will remain in place. However, if the result of a skill roll is less than the trap's difficulty by 5 or more, the trap will go off, as if the character had triggered it. All check results can be found in the combat log. Good.
There's something unusual.
Uh-huh. So who's got trickery? So she's the one to disarm it.
It's just not my lucky day.
Oh, she has trickery. Uh-oh. So...
And Lindsay was called forth.
Try again.
Anything else?
And it worked. She passed the DC.
I see something.
Well, let's go in here first. Bookcase. Take off. It's cool that you can hold tab to see any items in the room that can be interacted with. That's actually really cool.
What troubles you?
I like it.
Applause, please.
Damn.
Would you look at that?
Good rolls, good rolls.
Adventures call to them.
I will guide.
Anything is possible. Applause, please.
We told you she was tricksy. A chest. Chainmail. I don't want any of those.
I can see my destination.
Oh, scrolls. For those that aren't familiar with D&D or Baldur's Gate 3, scrolls are usually of spells that can be cast just by reading them off the scroll, and sometimes that gets rid of the scroll entirely. It just depends on how things are set up. Scrolls, you found a scroll, a single-use item that allows you to use the spell that's written upon it. For a character to use it, that character must have the Use Magic Device skill, or be a class... wow, done a lot of talking tonight. Or be a class that could eventually learn to cast the spell. For convenience, it is best to place things like scrolls into a character's quick slots, which is not a horrible idea.
I always have a second plan.
We'll give it to this shithead. I hope we can get rid of this guy. So how do I... We'll do equip. Right click, equip. There we go. And again, you can hit backspace at any time to select your entire party.
Without a doubt.
Uh-oh. What are you dallying for? I'm telling you, Jamad's cache has to be here somewhere. Who are these dickheads? Well, hurry it up before... Stop, someone's coming.
I need inspiration.
Turn-based mode. In turn-based combat, characters act in turns. The order of turns is determined by the initiative check and depends on the character's corresponding ability score. A character can take some actions during their turn, and then the turn of the next character and the initiative queue starts. So each character in a combat or your party has their own individual initiative roll, and whoever rolls the highest, of course, goes first. And so it establishes an order. The order of turns is based on the initiative check. At the beginning of combat, the higher the initiative character, the lower they are displayed in the queue on the screen, and the earlier they act. You can delay your character's turn until a more convenient moment. Yeah, and so that means if you're waiting, you can make your character wait until just before someone else does something if it's an advantage to you. To do this, select the character whose turn you want to delay in the queue. Such actions in the initiative queue are irreversible, and the new initiative score is saved for the character until the end of the combat. However, you can still delay the character's turn again. During their turn, a character can take a single standard action, a single move action, a single swift action, and an unlimited number of free actions. All these actions together take 6 seconds of real time. Most often, a move action is used for movement or drinking a potion, a standard action for attacks, spellcasting, or additional movement, and a swift action for activating special class abilities. Other combinations are also possible. There are also so-called full round actions, which consume both your standard and move actions. By default, the system chooses an optimum combination of action types to perform your command. You can change this combination using the right mouse button. Surprise round. If you initiate combat with an opponent who is unaware of your presence, your party gets an advantage of a surprise round. During this round, your characters can take a limited number of actions, while the opponent cannot act. Which is super cool for rogues using stealth. They often get a surprise round just by default, by their nature and how they act. A move action. As a move action, a character can move the distance allowed by their speed, or drink a potion. A move action can also be used to change the character's active weapon set. During a surprise round, your characters cannot perform a move action. So what's really cool about all this is that they really have anchored this so much to the way it is on tabletop. And it may all sound really complicated to somebody who hasn't done tabletop, but it's literally one of those things where after a while you're just used to it. you just get used to it. And a good dungeon master will ease people into all this and find easy ways to explain it. And so, like, when I had somebody that was new and it was their first turn doing something ever in like a combat or turn-based, when they had their 6 seconds, I would usually explain it to them like this. So, now is your turn. In this turn, just imagine what you think you could do within 6 seconds. The game has some rules about what things can be done within 6 seconds. But you tell me what you want to do with your 6 seconds, and I'll explain to you if that's going to work per the game rules. And so they would. Then they would say, well, can I take out my sword and get ready? You know, and I would explain to them things. Yeah, taking out your sword, drawing a weapon, functionally as a move action, or at least by many rule sets. And, you know, and after a while, you just get used to it. And then after a while, nobody's asking anymore. Everybody understands what they can do with their 6 seconds. But anyway, let me finish reading. Standard action. A standard action is used for most combat activities, such as attacks, activation of magical items, or spell casting. You can also spend a standard action as a move action. And then there's full round actions. This is a long action, which consumes both a standard and a move action of a character in this round. They still can take swift and free actions. It can be used to move a double distance. It can also be used to make a so-called full attack. If a character can make more than one attack per round, taking a full round action allows them to make all of the attacks. Some characters, for example, some character abilities, for example, like charge, and spells such as summon monster, also consume a full round action. So yeah, there's some magical spells where either the somatic components or physical components or verbal component make it so that it takes that full 6 seconds of your time to cast that spell. Whereas some spells can be very short, an instant action. So it's just all things within the D&D rule set that you have to get used to. It all sounds very complicated the first time. You're like, man, I just don't get it. But the reality of it is, you do. You really do after a while, because that rule's just going to stay there static, and once you've done it a couple of times, you just understand and you know. In my campaigns, I would often make it so that once a character has earned a bunch of levels and they've done the things that they do so much that it's just like in real life, when you've done something so many times that you get very quick at it. I would start to change certain things for certain characters to go from like a standard action to a free action, because it's something that they've just done so many times that it's something they could just do instantly because they're so practiced at it and they've just done it so much. Anyway, they're just explaining actions just like the rule book for D&D would. But again, don't be intimidated by that. If you're somebody who hasn't tried D&D on the tabletop yet, like I said, a good DM is going to understand and just kind of ease you into all of this, and then just kind of explain it as you go along. And, you know, they'll stop you if you're trying to do something that you can't do in your 6 seconds of time. This explains the step. A 5-foot step. A character can move 5 feet without triggering an enemy's attack of opportunity. A character cannot both take a 5-foot step and make a regular movement in the same round. Hold left shift to use the 5-step instead of a standard move action. Okay, so that keeps you from getting attack of opportunity, just holding left shift down. Free and swift actions. These actions are used to activate character special abilities such as Smite, Evil, Judgment, a touch attack after casting a spell, and many others. You can hold control to ignore enemies and other objects under the cursor to precisely select a perfect position to move a character. Okay, so that's cool. So you can get very specific about where the character stops. Erica, I had a moment where... so if you haven't been somewhere on the map yet, everything is really black and darkened out, and unless you move your mouse along a wall, you may not know that there is a door there. But in this game, you can also hold down the tab key and it will show everything on the screen that is interactable. So if I had known that and done that, I probably missed it in the tutorial. But if I had known that, I would have seen the door that I needed to walk through to get the key to unlock the door to the armory. But for a while, I was like, Yes, we have been graced by the presence of Miss Erika Yoshii. But to answer your question more specifically, I'm actually loving it. I'm loving it absolutely. It brings things so much closer to tabletop D&D than Baldur's Gate 3 ever did. And that's for better or worse. People who have played D&D would probably really like this game, whereas people that like the more video game feel of Baldur's Gate 3 might find this a little daunting. But that's for each person to decide. That's just me assuming things. They have done a really, really good job of keeping this to tabletop rules for combat and things like that. So it's just a matter of learning both how things actually work in D&D. And another thing that's really neat is a lot of the D&D components of Baldur's Gate 3, if you've played BG3 enough, you already understand a lot of this. So yeah, it's cool. And I think it's really worth it. I mean, $3.79 for this game is bonkers. You know, it absolutely worth it. I just think it's really cool that they created a game that can almost teach somebody to play D&D/Pathfinder by playing this game, as opposed to backwards with Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3, you learn to play Baldur's Gate 3, but it doesn't really teach you how to play D&D on the tabletop. You know, you can't pick someone up and carry them around or kidnap them and throw them off a cliff. It doesn't, you can't carry 300 pounds of items in your inventory. This is closer to tabletop. We picked up too many things a minute ago and we got encumbered because we had picked up like over 75 pounds per character or something like that. This is very, very close to tabletop. And I think that's really cool. What did I not finish reading? I read through 5-step free and swift actions. These actions are used to activate character special abilities such as Smite Evil, Judgment, Touch Attack after casting a spell, and many others. You can hold control to ignore enemies and other objects under the cursor to precisely select a perfect position to move the character. I probably already read that. Okay, so the party's attacking. Let's see. Let's use Inspire Courage. Cool. And I'm gonna move her out of the way. Here. Okay.
No fear!
Yeah, longsword. Let me do... Ray of Frost is too wide. Acid Splash is also AoE. Let's do Magic Missile. That's a cool effect for Magic Missile. I like that. And let's move him his allotted distance to move.
Leave this one to me. Just die already!
Unworthy.
She's got a scythe. That's really cool.
Wretched things.
Serves you right. You deserved it. last wishes?
Let's see. I need to use coup de grace.
I'll need to review this spell later.
Oh, I already used it. Okay, never mind.
You've made your choice.
Blam. You did. You lay down, sucker, because you did. A couple of things. I don't really want any of that. I'll take that. I'll take that. Fine.
There are many roads to success.
Save the game real quick. Never mind, don't want to play tabletop anymore. Can't kidnap people. Sorry. In D&D, you can't pick up entire human beings and pack them around all day and throw them whenever you want.
I can see my destination.
And again, this is cool. You can hold down tab and you can see everything that you can interact with in that room. It'll put an outline around it. It helps you to not miss things because of the map style. Well, one thing I want to do is I want to double check my character and make sure I still have all weapons. Yeah, I still have my bow and everything. Good. Oh, it's a puzzle. Oh shoot, I didn't realize that it's almost been 3 hours. Holy cow. Well, I don't want to start a puzzle right now because that would be lengthy. I've been limiting my streams to 3 hours because just for stamina's sake, when I go beyond that, I'm going to be doing it for the charity, but I don't want to do it all the time. It's not good for me to be in a chair for 3 hours and etc. etc. I'm not going to whine about it, but it's how it is. We're going to save. Quick edit. Stream. And another thing that I'm going to commit to is I'm only going to play this game on stream until I don't play it on stream anymore. And that way I don't run any risk of... Because what I want to do is I'm playing this for the first time, and I want you guys or whoever's watching now or in the future to be experiencing the story and everything that happens for the first time, just like me. I feel like it would lose something if I go and play it on my own time, off stream, and I already know a whole bunch of things about the story and go through it. I'm saving that first time experience for streaming. After that, I'll play it off stream all the time. But for this first time playing through, I'm keeping it to stream. So I will not play this in advance or know anything more than you do. Unless you've played it before, and then you better not fucking spoil it for me. Anyway, yeah, and that's what it's all about. Having fun. That's what we do games for. That's what we hang out with our friends for. It's, have fun. God damn it. But yeah, so far, I'm sure I've only learned like 40 to 50% of how to play the game thus far. But so far, I really like it. I really, really, really love how much they have adhered to the tabletop. So far, it's a very good adaptation of tabletop Pathfinder, which is basically the best version of Dungeons and Dragons ever. So anyway, let me get this screen exit. And let's flop over to this screen so that I have an enlarged head. And do you guys like how I had it's actually an artificial lamp bulb. I was just trying to make the whole tavern D&D ambiance as part of the lighting, which is a bit silly, but that's okay also, mostly. Okay, so I am going to find someone to shuffle you all off to, and thank you to everyone, as always, who came into the stream and got to enjoy this game for the first time. And I'm sorry I got hung up on a part of it because I didn't know about the tab thing. I probably missed it in the tutorial, and I could have just held tab, and I would have known there was a door right behind me, and all I had to do was go through the door, look around in the room, and I would find the key to get to the next part, instead of standing there trying to interact with a door that I could not open because I didn't have the key. Anyway, it's it's all perfectly normal. It's fine. We're fine here. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do a rating type thing. Please enjoy this screen that I like to refer to as the stream ending screen. Thanks again for being here. You're very welcome, Miss Erica, and thank you for being here as well. And you too, Condensed, and everyone, and Mr. Kai. Next week, I will actually know more how to play, and I won't fuck up and have a long period of looking at what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, awesome. Okay, great. I'll see you around the community because I always do.